Hello, how are
How you
you?
doing, sir?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
What part of the world are you in?
I am in New York City right now.
Lovely. So it's not too early for you. Thank the Lord.
It's not too early. Yes. Where are you?
I'm in Dublin. It looks like you got a sunny day there, do you?
It is. It's a beautiful day outside right now.
It's
How's it
it's
over in
very
Dublin?
nice here. Yeah, it's really nice here as well. It's really nice. Thank God.
Awesome.
Maybe we're gonna get a touch of spring.
Yeah, no, I hope so. It's been pretty cold lately.
Yeah, yeah, yep. It's nice here now. A little windy, but it's lovely.
Awesome. So I'm actually going to be interviewing you today about just the vault and some of the roles that you've done in the past and what you might do in the future. So yeah, let's get started. What
Okay.
made what made you want to join a movie like The Vault?
Oh, I think any actor worth his salt wants to do a heist movie. Um, you kind of want it. It's like a bucket list thing.
Oh,
I did the Mummy movie years ago. One of the Mummy trilogy with Brendan Fraser. I've done a werewolf movie with Dog Soldiers, a wonderful movie with Neil Marshall, who was involved in Game of Thrones. Um, and I've done a vampire movie, the first manga I think that was done. We shot that in China called Blood the Last Vampire. And a heist movie. I grew up, I love heist movies if they're done properly,
cool.
if you've got a proper ensemble, if you've got people beating the odds and taking on a project that looks that is desperately close to failure, with a normal kind of bunch of people. Um, and those kind of things are incredibly important. As as regards me, I need to tick off boxes. And this was a beautiful script. When I read it, I told went into my family and said, I've just read a really cool heist movie. And, all my kids and my wife had, heist movie? It's like, it's a thing, isn't it? It's a bit, it's like it's like a superhero thing. My daughter's a huge, Marvel and DC fan. And it's kind of, when you hear the word heist movie, you get people's attention.
Right.
And this is it's a great script, beautifully shot in a beautiful city with fantastic actors in a lovely ensemble piece. And, it rips along. The music is really cool in the movie. I was a punk in the late 70s. So
Wow.
to finish our movie on a Sex Pistols, um, put the most enormous smile on my face. I'm very proud of it. I got an advanced copy of it a few weeks ago, and I sat down on the couch. I hadn't seen it before with my family, and they were shouting at the screen. They were kind of, it's a real. It's I in an ideal circumstances, if we didn't have a pandemic here, I'd be first in the queue with my box of popcorn to sit down and see this thing. I'd love to watch this movie with a crowd.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those like really interesting, exciting sort of experiences, like especially just as all heist movies are.
Yeah.
And I mean, what was your process and like your favorite part about like bringing the character of Walter to life?
Well, I kind of what I liked about it was he's kind of mysterious. You don't know his background at all. He doesn't really go into it, but, and even very early on when he kind of sort of tricks Tom into coming and sitting down and having a meeting with him. He meets him in a bar, and he sits down and he talks about this treasure that they're going to shout, and he said, "Look, this is not about the money. I have money," and you immediately go, they're not poor guys who are trying to enrich themselves. When we meet Walter at the beginning, he's spending his money on a court case. He's trying to do the right thing, and go through the proper channels, and gets shafted by the authorities, by the politicians and the law. And I like people who don't accept that when it's wrong. And he doesn't. And he goes to get what he found back. The mathematics are very simple with Walter. And he's a treasure hunter. He's not a criminal. He's a treasure hunter. He spends his money and tries to get back, and it's not about the money. He just has that childlike quality about finding things. I would have imagined when he was very young, he would have bought one of the first metal detectors and be, been on the beach looking for things. And he's one of those people that is just addicted to finding things that are lost. So it's not to enrich himself. He's got an honourable side to him. He's not a cheater. He's clever, but not in a devious way. He's a very bright man, and I really liked him. It's weird. It's easier. Sometimes easier to play people that you like. Although don't get me wrong, I love playing a baddie. That's just a wonderful thing. It's like psychiatry, getting all the badness out. But Walter, I really liked. He's he's a decent character who's kind of interesting and kind of grown up and has concern for the people that work for him. Concern for their well-being. Good guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely one of my favorite characters in the movie. And I mean, there are so many actors who look up to you and your career. Now, what advice would you give to young actors who are just breaking into the industry?
Oh, well, I would give them the advice that I give myself every time I read a script. Is it a good story? Is this something? I kind of have a thing. I have this thing in my head that helps me decide whether to do a movie or a play or a TV. Is that am I going to be able to face a couple who have either got a babysitter or a dog sitter, um, paid for a cab, paid for tickets, paid for a pizza. It's an expensive night to go and see a movie if you want to make a night of it. And it's very important that when the lights go down and that couple has put their faith, having seen my name, that when if they walk out of the cinema and I'm standing outside, I'm able to look them in the eye. That's kind of one of the benchmarks that I have. And I'm with the Vault, I'm more than happy to stand outside the cinema. And as the people come out, what do you think? Because I think they'd be really pleased. I feel like I definitely think they won't say to me, "We wasted our money there." And I think that's a kind of a baseline on doing something. And then after that, I kind of think that's in terms of the whole script. And then after that, in terms of the character, is he an interesting character? If he was removed from the script, would the story be hugely affected? I mean, very basic stuff. And I look at it like that. And then after that, is there anything I can bring to the story that maybe the writer or director hasn't seen? Can I be an addition to the production? And then down the line, you're looking at other things. Who else is in it? Who else is what's the budget? All the business kind of stuff. And are we going to have the money to be able to tell this story properly? So kind of I've kind of used the same basis for saying yes to projects over the years. But this is a wonderful thing. My advice to actors is very simple. If people have the generosity to pay you for playing dress up, for putting on clothes and costumes, and something so, and I don't mean this in a bad way, so childish as that, so that we all played dress up when we were younger, is that you've got to work pretty damn hard to make sure that people continue to pay you handsomely for playing dress up. So your obligation on that side is to work as all the hours that God sent to give it everything you can, because actors are in a very luxurious position of having been paid for their talent to tell stories. I mean, it's a delicious way of earning a living, and you've got to honor that with damn hard work.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can only imagine how amazing it feels to like appear in something and then people just they love your work. And I feel like in like your career, you've done amazing things and like just it's been really, really cool. Now,
Thank you.
out of everything that you played in your career, every role, what is your favorite role that you played?
Ooh, they're my children. How can I choose my children? There's loads of them. I think probably I could think quite possibly on my headstone, it's probably going to read Liam Game of Thrones Cunningham. Um, I mean, he Davos was a friend of mine for, nearly 10 years. It's the longest I've ever been involved in any sort of project. I usually avoid anything long term like that because I don't know where the character is going to go. With a movie, you see the arc of the character from beginning to end because it's one script. Whereas we got our scripts obviously every year, so you would know year to year, you had no idea what was coming. So you put your faith in people that you respect, that you admire their creativity, and you hope that they do the right thing. But it is an act of faith. So to be involved in that character and where it went and what it did for me, um, I'm eternally grateful. I've nothing but happy memories and some very cold toes from working of Game of Thrones. I adore the time that I've been that I was involved in that. But each time you do a job, all of the rest of them don't matter. It's literally you get the blinkers on and kind of go, how can I do justice to the character that I've been handed, and how can I make sure he fits in with everything else that's going to happen in the film. There's a sense of responsibility and treating each job very much individually. I never take a job saying, "Oh, I'll do this because it will lead to something else on the next one." That's shirking your responsibilities. The only job that matters is the one you're about to do or are doing.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And I mean, since this is a heist movie, so I gotta ask, have you ever
Yeah.
stolen anything in real life?
Oh, I did plenty of practice on Game of Thrones.
Or did you steal stuff from set?
Man, how long have you got?
Oh wow.
I've a load of stuff that I've liberated, as I like to say. I handed all the stuff over to my daughter because she in her bedroom she's got her wall of awesome. So she has all sorts of stuff there. The stags that I carved for Shireen, including the burnt one that I find. I've got that. I have a full size Dothraki sword. I have what else? I have the bones that were hanging around my neck on season 2, where Davos keeps his fingers that were chopped off by Stannis. Lots of arrows. What else have I got? Oh, you know what? I'd have to. It's like I said it before. I was going to show up with a U-Haul truck on the last season, but they caught me at the gate. No, I've had some lovely stuff. I mean, it'll never be sold or anything like that. Maybe after I'm gone, but it's lovely to have those little mementos of a wonderful time that I had on Game of Thrones. There was I very little. I have a couple of bits and pieces, usually costume pieces from other shows that I've done. Like a bracelet or a ring. That I keep in a drawer, and I pull them out and I go, oh my God. And it kind of, it brings back memories. It's the same as like photographs, holiday photographs. And it's a little like that. I don't take them for eBay or anything like that. I take them because at my age, my memory is like a Swiss cheese. So to have little reminders of things that remind me of a job I worked on always puts a little smile on my face.
Yeah. Well, it was wonderful talking with you.
Very nice to meet you, sir.
Very nice to meet you as well. So have a great day.
You too, sir. Be good.
You too.